Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Spirit Blog, where we are going to have a sit down with the GFL, the Galactic Federation of Light, as well as my planet, Kalenia, who is part of the Council of 12 within the GFL. I want to see what our movement forward is because I'm getting a lot of questions on my live feeds lately about other people's countries. What does that look like? What lies ahead for us now? But first, I'd like to give a special thank you to Gianna Slate for my really cool flowers that I got to use as a background. I really love the flowers she brought me yesterday. She did the vision art session that I do live. She traveled in from far away to have hers done personally in my reading room at my shop. So I want to give a special thank you to her for my special gift. So one of the questions that I received that I thought was very interesting was about Thanksgiving turkeys. The question that was brought to me was, are the turkeys being injected with something because they had heard somewhere on social media that this was being done to turkeys? So I sat down with the GFL before I came live onto the video and asked him, hey, what's up with this? And their answer to me was, no. This was a scare tactic pushed out by either the left or the Democratic race right now as a kind of, well, this is what you did to us, and we're going to do this back to you so you can't enjoy your time and dinner with your families. However, if you're looking at your turkey and you're saying to yourself, or you're getting a feeling, this doesn't feel right, then I would suggest using your discernment from your guides. Don't eat that turkey. Okay, they're trying to give you a heads up that something doesn't seem right. So, what is aqua tofona? I was presented this question in one of my lives, and I had to do a little digging because I was not quite sure what this is. The GFL, all they said to me was, not good. It was pointed out to me that this was a type of non-evidential suicidal poison that the people right now in the third dimension who have not awakened to the reality that is progressing towards humanity's evolution of a way of killing themselves off or killing somebody that they know didn't vote their way. And it's kind of like a threat. Well, I'm going to do this to you and I'm going to get away with it because it can't be detected in an autopsy. Now, if you get a good doctor or coroner in your autopsy, anything can pretty much be detected nowadays. So I wouldn't suggest going that route. But the fact that we have a lot of very bright young women shaving their heads over a presidential election shows us in our fourth and fifth dimension that the third dimensional low frequency is resorting to a cult-like state in their illusion, and they don't quite grasp that this is for the benefit of humanity, that it's going to bring so many things. And this is one of the things I want to go over to give them a better understanding and hopefully, maybe, possibly pull them out of that third dimension and they can have the veil lifted so that they can see they are safe, they are fine, nothing is going to be done against them. And that is where we're going to go next with this video. This clip I'm about to add into this video is a prime example of how Trump's words are disillusioned and changed and altered when anybody that aligns with Trump's energy and within the fourth and fifth dimension will fully understand this is not what he would have said. It's like a deep down knowing, you know this man enough that he would not say this. And I love how this social media creator digs a little deeper and finds the original video to show the difference between how Trump's thoughts and words are distorted, just so they can get half of humanity upset, the ones that are vulnerable to the things that they're afraid of happening.
Day one, I will revoke Joe Biden's cruel policies on so-called gender-affirming care. Ridiculous. I will sign a new executive order instructing every federal agency to cease all programs that promote the concept of sex and gender transition at any age.
I'm going to need all of the Trans for Trump people to come to the front of the class.
I was summoned, so here I am. Something seems a little off about that clip, so wait a second. Let me go find the real one.
Here's my plan to stop the chemical, physical, and emotional mutilation of our youth. On day one, I will revoke Joe Biden's cruel policies on so-called gender-affirming care. Ridiculous. A process that includes giving kids puberty blockers, mutating their physical appearance, and ultimately performing surgery on minor children. Can you believe this? I will sign a new executive order instructing every federal agency to cease all programs that promote the concept of sex and gender transition at any age. I will then ask Congress to permanently stop federal taxpayer dollars from being used to promote or pay for these procedures and pass a law prohibiting child sexual mutilation in all 50 states.
So now that you guys actually saw the real video, first off, the video was about minors, children. If you watched the full video, like a lot of people in those comments of the first video said they did, you would realize the video was about minors. It also states that they don't want federal taxpayers paying for gender reassignment surgeries, which totally fine. If you have insurance and your insurance company still covers it, you're good. The fact that the fear mongering that first clip was edited to instill is mind-boggling. And the fact that nobody in those comment section and the creator of that video did not actually do their proper research and look up what the actual video was talking about. The video was talking about minors.
Their rights being taken away. None of your rights are being taken away. His biggest concern is removing the elite, not the people. Removing those who would harm America. This is his concern. He doesn't care that you're gay, straight, black, or white. His main concern, and it's always been his concern, is to correct the corruption in the government. However, I do want to point out that abortion was originally to minimize our royal black community, their way of minimizing their population. And then eventually it was used to remove any light being trying to come into Earth. Abortion is not meant to be a birth control. It is meant right now, in the eyes of spirit, for the preventiveness of harm to a mother or a child during the conception, birthing, pregnancy process. What do I mean by this? If something happens along the way to a pregnancy, whether this be a health reason through their own genealogy or food that they're eating and intaking that is tainted, this is a means of keeping the mother safe, and the child that was to come in understands that if these things happen, it agrees to go back and maybe try again. It is all agreed upon, which is why abortion was meant to be stopped. It's not meant to kill off babies. I see so many people getting upset over sex trafficking, what's happening with the Diddy files, Epstein, and how children are being treated, being ripped from homes, being thrown over the wall without a parent and being left to fend for themselves. 350,000 kids missing. And your main concern is abortion, which is killing a child. That child has no right to say, can I stay here? Will you give me a chance to be adopted? If you can't see something wrong with that, then you're still stuck in the third dimension and you're still at a low frequency and you're not seeing this is not what God wants. Period. I'm also adding into this video a portion of my prediction of Roe versus Wade. It was shown to me by God that he was going to use this case to shut down abortion. He is tired of seeing his light children, his soul beings, trying to come to Earth to assist and help humanity, only to be shut out and the door shut in their face. He said, enough is enough. And big things will take place after this case is overturned.
And that we have a certain amount of years to get all of this done. Packing, provisions, saving up, getting water, food, and he kept returning back to Roe versus Wade being overturned. That this is a sign that things will be lifted during this time.
It's his will. You cannot change his will. So putting yourself into a cult-like state is not going to help you see the benefits of what's coming. A lot of people are speculating Elon Musk being an Antichrist. I was shown by God that he was not. There is an alien among a human, and they have partnered up, whether the human knows it and the alien knows it or not. They've paired up. Trump and Elon. They are going to bring such greatness to this world throughout all countries involved. The technology coming is going to benefit humans. It's going to keep humans safe from being infiltrated by corrupt systems, especially the election, especially your money being infiltrated, the money you work hard for. Eventually, though, money is outlawed. And it's by integrity in how you live your life that raises humanity to the next step. It's going to be a ways only because humans are so stuck in that routine of having money in their hand and in their lives. However, this isn't what makes a human, even though many believe it is. It has corrupted so many people in the things that they could have done through love rather through ego. The being giving you this message goes by the name of Tiana. She is a hybrid alien at the GFL. She refers to the biblical Antichrist as being somebody that everybody adores and loves. He will also have a marking on him that he will reveal is the marking of a Christ, or what you refer to as Jesus, in the flesh. Even though we know Jesus is coming through consciousness, the switching from the third dimension to the fifth dimension, becoming aware of the Christ consciousness, not an actual being. So this will be a mirage. Elon has the favor of many people, but not many people like him. They are concerned of his intelligence and where it takes humanity. He will also be young, so it can't be Trump. Where I see a lot of people mentioning Trump, the Antichrist, according to her, would also be a young fellow, not an older one almost on his way out. So I want you to keep these two things in mind when you're thinking of this kind of Antichrist low frequency trying to corrupt humanity, which I feel like we're getting farther and farther away because this new calming, peaceful energy within the Trump frequency is pushing away that corrupt thinking. Not everything in the Bible is meant to be literal. It's meant to be thought of as a concept of a dream, and dreams have messages. And what do we do with our dreams? We have to decipher them, pick them apart, and figure out the message. The other question I received was about Australia's government as well as Canada's government. These seem to be two major concerns. Two very corrupt beings. The GFL reinforced a confirmation that was already going on in my mind, per their conversations. Everything will be aligned in Trump's energy. And what is Trump of? No wars, strictly peace, and highly protected. Everyone is shaking in their boots right now, especially different countries. And the second he takes inauguration and stands in his enlightenment, his mission that God put him on, because he is the trumpet to break down the walls of Jericho, aka the corrupted government, to bring down the cabal. And if those two beings are part of that, they will crumble and fall as well. In 2018 to 2019, I went live with the concept of the celebrities falling from the sky, the stars falling from the sky, which is a reference in the Bible. This wasn't a literal sense of stars falling from the sky, which again, we're deciphering the message. It was stars that humans put up into the sky above them, where they couldn't reach them because they were too popular or too admired to even be able to reach. These celebrities began to vibrate at an egotistical, idealistical frequency, which they are now being broken down because we are getting into the frequency of love and protection. So those celebrities will start to fall, and you will see this right in front of you happening. It's already happening now. I'm going to show you a clip of what this looks like with one main popular celebrity that everybody adores, which I'm seeing is no longer. So these two countries, I would not put stock in them sticking around. And if they do, you will start to see them bend and bow to this new energy. You will see great changes in your country as well as ours here in America. Everything will be aligned. The GFL reassures me that this is to be and will be coming to our near future. They've also shown me that alien races will start to appear in the physical form, not just in our skies. And why is this? They went right back to Elon Musk, one of their own, pairing up with a human. In this friendship, aligning to where they were hoping it would go. It's no longer about disclosure. It's about action. And this action will be placed right in front of us. And we will be a race that embraces these new entities that are here to benefit our humanity's evolution. You will see a lot of clips and videos suggesting that the cabal, the elite, are being very quiet right now. And many are very nervous about this because they feel that something will come out of a calming storm, the calm before the storm. And the GFL reassured me once again that Trump will have the longest presidency in America. And then his lineage will take suit after his legacy is done. And this legacy of the Trump or trumpet will continue into humanity for over 1,000 years. Now, back in 2014, I was shown the last president. I just assumed when they said Trump will be the last president, they meant the family itself, the Trump legacy. They didn't say Donald, and I didn't catch that at the time. I just assumed him. But now that I am reviewing all of the predictions I got back then, I'm starting to see that what they meant was the Trump legacy. So one of the things I want to do for you is I want to get with the GFL. I want to see who comes forward to speak with me on how can you better communicate with them through the frequency you're at, what you are vibrating at. What are some suggestions that they can give us or give me to give to you? I really would like for you to be an open-minded person enough to see their suggestions and begin using them in your day-to-day life. So I want to try to do that right now for you. So give me 1 second while I get with them. I had to pause because Dark was trying to distract me with fire alarm. And as I kept trying to go in, I kept hearing that fire alarm, and then I was getting a heart attack. So I am going to start again and allow the GFL to connect with me again and see where we go. Oh, okay. 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 I told him to pause a minute because it's a lot of information. Wow. Okay. Let me unpack this. His name is Agar. He is a tealy orange color, like a teal orange. It's like a swirling mix of skin color. He's like damp and wet when you touch him. I wouldn't say clammy, but he's definitely a aquatic being. He said he is from a solar system near Saturn. And I kept seeing this swirling of blue and diamond speckles. And he said, that is my world. I go, does it always do that? And he goes, yes, it keeps our liquid formation in constant flux. It keeps it going in a sense. It's not like a solidified ball of a planet. It's more of a fluidic dimension that you have to use like a spectrum point of frequency to open to get into. So it's near Saturn, but as a human, you would not be able to see this. You'd have to, again, use a beam of laser precision to get into, to open and go into this fluidic state of being. Very cool. I really enjoyed his energy, but he showed me something. The other night, I was in my bed and I just happened to look up and I got startled by a shadow person. And I thought, that was kind of strange because I didn't get anything from them. I didn't get a message. It wasn't a loved one. It wasn't a suicide. It wasn't somebody in torment. And in the past couple weeks, I have been getting this astral projection interference. So if light beings can astral project, so can dark ones. And I started noticing something. Anybody that voted for Trump, have you been noticing an uneasy feeling? As if you're being watched. Or perhaps you yourself noticed a shadow person. I feel this is a scare tactic of we know who you voted for, or we know who you will vote for, and we're coming after you. And that's all it is, a fear tactic. He used this as an example. He said, if they can do it, so can we. So one of the things that he wants to go over is protecting humans from this infiltration projection, which is a type of hologram in a sense, where your being lifts out and goes somewhere else. I do it quite often in my readings where I need to see a house where a soul is showing me they are roaming around to let their loved one know I'm in this spot usually. So come find me there when you want to talk one-on-one, even though I can talk to you here and I can go wherever you want to go. But if you want to sit down and talk, this is the area I seem to roam. This also gives them a heads up that if you're feeling my presence in a specific spot in the house, it's me. So they point this out to me to give their family a confirmation of what you've been getting here is correct. Your loved one has been pacing the hallway. Or yes, every time you cross that room and walk past it, your loved one is standing in there. They are showing me this room and this is what it looks like. He shows me this because he's saying that they can holographically project to you when you need them the most, or you need to ask them some questions, or you just need that loving energy of support. They don't even have to say anything. And I think that's their point, which is kind of what happened to me that night. It was an infiltration of a fear tactic. It did catch me off guard because I wasn't expecting it. Usually with spirits, I get an energy beforehand, then I know something's coming. With this was abrupt and in your face, which I do not like. I do not like someone just simply coming into my home and doing that. So what we're going to do next is find solutions on how to protect yourself from these shadow people. So that's our next step with Hagar. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Let me unpack that part. As a collective, this is something that he brought up. We all prayed for Trump to take office. We all prayed that he'd be safe from harm. We all prayed as a collective for certain things. One of the things that he brings up is the weather and how you as a collective prayed for the weather to push away from a certain area, and it did. He said everything is within the mind. How you protect yourself from these holographic images or beings is by putting a projective steel wall of high frequency, because they are of low frequency. Put it at high frequency around your house as you're in it. Metal is the formation he said to use. He also said that you can call upon them for assistance in assuring that that shield is up. They will make sure. And you can also allow a small portal to be open in a certain section of that metal wall only for beings that you trust to come in and out. Ones that are of good light, high frequency, and love. This metal wall, it wasn't thick. It seemed like it was just thin enough. And I did see these holographic beings trying to get into people's homes and businesses to listen in on conversations in the government. And they were bouncing off these metal walls. Trump somehow already has this metal wall up around him. It's almost like it's instilled in his frequency. And this may be due because he is God's trumpet and needs that extra protection. You're also going to see Elon Musk doing a lot more with robots and technology the second Trump takes office. He is somewhat already taking the steps towards those things, but it's going to hit a high the second Trump takes office. You're going to see a lot of innovations that will help humanity. They call Elon Musk the explorer. He will explore many innovative ways to protect humanity. One of the things I did see was a bulking up of robotic soldiers that protects America from infiltration of other countries. They do this because Trump will get a lot of death threats, which I also got, in the ways of preventing him from doing the things he seeks to do. One of those was Iran, but I also got that Iran was put up to doing that, or they were the scapegoat for the left, the Democratic energy, the cabal, the elite, to try to take him out and blame it on someone else. They really don't want the finger pointed at them, because then that makes all of us righties right about them. And yes, I am pulling cards as we do this. So the next card I got was the creator. Trump being the creator of this reality that we are currently in, the true reality. Once the creation finally takes hold, which it already is starting to, because he's already making his very detailed plans on what he's going to do when he takes office, which then causes a withdrawal from other elite beings that become very terrified of what his next moves are that he isn't talking about. He puts things out as a threat, but a lot of people don't realize that he's got a lot going on behind the scenes that humanity can't see, that he can't give his cards up, because then he will get stopped on that mission. And that can't happen. We need every part of what he's supposed to do, because he's better at handling it now. I believe his first presidency was just the plant, the foothold to getting the foundation going. Then the elite came in and did their destruction. And not only is he going to pick up the pieces, he is going to be better prepared in handling them when they try to stop him while he does it. This was just a better reign and a better time for him to do it. The first presidency was the game changer. It was to stop the elite from the plans they were making. They weren't counting on Trump even coming into office or even being elected. They all thought it was a joke. Actually, they weren't even expecting him to be in the picture. It was to be Obama, Clinton's, Obama, Biden, whoever else after that, Harris, whoever. But it was this whole agenda of destroying people, destroying governments in a sense, in a way that it would not bring freedom, but rather control. And God said, you're not going to put my people through that. I'm sending someone to stop you. They weren't expecting Donald Trump, the trumpet of God's voice, to come crashing through their plans. So let's see if we get a last message on that. The two pillars, Elon and Trump. The explorer and the creator combining and coming together. How about one more? The underworld, the elite, in chains, imprisoned. You will see many being arrested, many going underground, hiding. I see big elites like Oprah Winfrey, Beyonce, many political people like Michelle Obama, her husband, or rather his husband, Biden's. Even though I know from the GFL that Biden towards the end started secretly assisting Trump. Everybody thought he was being dumb, but he was actually giving them a heads up of, I know things and I don't want to be on the wrong team anymore. So if I need to get out of this by providing you information, then so be it, because I'm going to try to save my ass and not theirs, because look what they did to me. There's two Bidens. There is the clone Biden, because he wasn't listening to them. So they said, well, we're going to put the clone in place. The clone kept glitching and not saying proper words. But they didn't care. As long as it made him look dumb and it didn't make them look dumb. They really didn't care. At this point, they were shoving things in people's faces because what are they going to do? They thought the people had no voice and couldn't do anything until Trump got elected. Now the real Biden's in place, and you see him very alert, very on point, no word salads. That's the real Biden. You can tell the difference between a clone and the real thing, the real McCoy. The pillar again. The pillar, the two that will hold up America, have a lot of soul work to get done. Busy, busy bees. And if it wasn't for bees, Earth would be demolished. There'd be no humans or Earth. So those of you who really don't like Trump, your spirit guides are asking you to surrender that energy and allow them to show you how amazing this new path is going to be. Your guides follow God's instructions, and God will never give you something you cannot handle. He will never make the road too hard, but he also won't make the road too soft, because then how would you even learn? So become the warrior in your own reality and show yourself you can do it. Show yourself that you can learn no matter what takes place here. Yes, I'm proud and glad that Trump took office, because I've been speaking of his anointed mission and his anointedness since 2014. I knew this day would come. And the energy feels amazing. And yes, I feel bad for those of you who are still stuck in that mind frame of wanting the other party. But I don't think you are doing your research, and I don't think you're seeing Trump for who he really is. And he's not what they're making him out to be. You've been lied to. So find the truth, and you will see, and pull yourself out of that low frequency of third dimension. I'm going to go to another deck. This one shows signs of your spirit guides. I believe the other deck was more the Galactic, talking through the cards physically to show you what they are trying to portray. This is the road we've currently been on for the longest time. It's been obstacle after obstacle. Every time you think you're getting so far, a wall is put up and redirects you. This is the frequency we are in now. No more roadblocks. Full circle. We've got full access, no walls. It completely flows in every direction. Harmony and peace. Spirit never lies. So if they're showing me this in the cards, it's for a reason. We are now in the love frequency. This is the love frequency. This is what we will start doing for each other. You'll even notice it on social media. Trump supporters reaching out to other Trump supporters and saying, listen, if you voted for him, let's be friends. Friends forever. We're in this together. An unlimited potential, complete freedom, no roadblocks. Again, they're pointing this out to you. Complete freedom. You will have everything you need and more. This will be the new land of milk and honey. It's no longer Israel. We are the new Israel. What did I say earlier? I said it's not about disclosure. It's about action. Now is about action. We will start to see action, not just disclosure. Okay? Emotions are riding high, right? Emotions are riding high. But that's okay, because this is going to die down. Those that are in the third dimension will start to see the light when they start to see the economy getting better. That someone, this mysterious man that they call the Orange Man, the Orange Man, rising and getting you out of the darkness and back into a solidified precision of light. Okay? Not looking back, but looking forward. And they will start to notice that this Orange Man isn't after them anymore. That maybe they were kind of wrong about him the whole time. That's our hope as a collective. And perhaps we may see it in this lifetime. How about one more? A rainbow of hope. As I just said, this is our hope and our wish for them. Those are our brothers and sisters. Yes, it looks psychotic, what they're doing, acting like they're in a cult, talking about suicide and killing others and shaving their heads and crying hysterically. But the light is going to seep through the cracks of their beautiful vase, and a light's going to go to them and show them it's not what they've been showing you. They've been lying to you the whole time. And you're going to start seeing the truth very soon. I am your Lord. I am bringing the rainbow to your flood. You're crying tears of flood. He understands your fear, but that was all a manipulation to get you a vote, to get you to vote for them. It's all an illusion, a mirage. It's not the truth. And once that takes hold, you'll start to see God didn't leave you at the wasteland, that he sent somebody to save every one of us, every one of you. No matter what your beliefs, faith, or what your fear might be, he's coming through with the rainbow of rescue and redemption and reassurance. I'm going to now use the Vox to talk to the GFL and see what kind of answers we get from them. The GFL, are you here? Entering. Everything I spoke about today, is this confirmation that it is correct? Can you say that again? It is. Thank you for verifying to everyone through the Vox that you are here and confirming all that's being said. Can you share with them anything else? Yes, next. I only want to speak with the GFL. Hagar, can you speak through the device and show us any other message? You were saying something about next. Okay, you are, and you are listening. Okay.
But I want to.
You want to say something, I know. I think I know what he wants to say, he said, but I'd like to say that you are very supported by all of us. We love all of you. The feeling I kept getting was your fear is only temporary. Anything that you may be feeling, whether you're left or right, your fears will be demolished. You will be of alignment and harmony when you see your world transform into something more amazing than it was before. There's this heightened elevation, and I feel like so many people around the world are already feeling it. They felt it the day after the election. There was just this feeling of calm. And before the election, it was anger and confusion and chaos. And the next day, it was like a whole new timeline was placed, and we were dropped in it. And we woke up with this reassurance, and almost as if we could breathe again. That's what I'm getting from him. is the breath of life in this timeline has been breathed. We are breathing our souls back into our bodies, and we're ready for the ride to see where it takes us. Before I started this video, it was pouring out raining, as if the tears of humanity and those that are fearful of what's coming have been surrounded in my reality within my house. And as we continue to talk, and the GFL is reassuring us and calming our nature, I'm hearing beautiful birds out my window now. I'm not sure if the mic is picking it up. The rain has stopped. The birds are singing. Now I'm just waiting for the sun to come out. But let's see what else the GFL has to say. GFL, is there anything else you want them to know? Are we on the right path? Yes. Actually, there's multiple beings. I had to give it a minute because I had pushed them away for a minute and I had to bring them back in. There was multiple beings talking on one another saying yes, yeah. Will Austria and Canada be good after Trump takes his position? Do these people have nothing to worry about, that it will align as it should? Seven. Within 7 months, this will align? What does that put us at? Let's see, December, June. So in June time of next year. I just got the image of a turtle and taking their time answering, because I think that because of the timeline, they don't want to fully confirm that time. Yes. So let's say round about 7. But it is going to happen. Okay, thank you, GFL. We are going to stop the Vox and we will continue in another way. The next thing I'd like to do is get a personal message from the collective, your higher selves, saying a motto, in a sense, of what the collective would like to express. So I'm asking the collective to come into this reading as a whole to give apparently three messages. So we will review what those are. So the first one is, turn your lemons into lessons. Understand that this is all not for nothing, but meant to be learned very deeply through the soul. So no matter what reality you are in, you chose that reality because you wanted to learn it in that way. Even within your own personal collective and your own personal reality. So there's many levels to a collective frequency. So when you're tapping into each collective and you're addressing questions or speaking, you want to make sure that you are honing in on that specific collective, whether it's yourself, those around you, as a whole within the world, or a whole within the galaxy and the universe. Okay? Commit to self-care rituals. Start taking care of yourself, not harming yourself. Talking about suicide, shaving your head. They want you to do the opposite. They want you to see that you are worth taking care of no matter what's happening around you, whether it's dark starting stuff or light trying to fix it. No matter what's going on, always defend and take care of yourself no matter what, not to just prove a point. And finally, embrace your inner divine goddess. Understand that your soul is worth every moment here so that it can take it back to the other side to review and honor what it learned and how it learned it. No matter if it was bad or good, there is no mistakes. There is no right or wrong. There is just learning and how you choose to learn it. How do you choose to react to it? As I was finalizing our session together, I just got a message from two people that are kind of concerned about Kamala suddenly becoming president because they're pushing Biden to resign. I want to talk to the GFL on this because I don't want to give my own personal reasons or what I think. I want to get the GFL's perspective as well. So let's get into it. Oh, wow. Okay. Completely understand. Okay. Let's get into this. Very interesting reaction to this. It's wow, is all I have to say. Biden refuses to resign. He may have stepped out of the election process, but he refuses to resign because they are getting wind of him disclosing things to the other administration because he does not want Trump coming after him. It was kind of like a deal that was made behind the scenes that, okay, if I give these up, if I give these people up, I give this information up, are me and my family safe? Will you not come after Hunter? Will allow me to fix things? There was an agreement because Trump is not an asshole. If you help us, I will help you. That's the deal. The left has finally found out that this was going on. Whether they try to use tactics of threats of things that they know that they could use against him to get him to resign, that is one of the timelines. But the timeline I see is him not budging. I have Trump on my side. Trump will protect me. If they even try to do something, Trump will back me up. He'll try to protect me, blah, blah. They want Kamala in because Biden won't do certain things they want him to do to keep Trump out of office. Kamala is their puppet. She'll do whatever they say. But because Trump is helping Biden stay safe, because he knows Trump will take office, and the second he does, it's all over for all of them. Biden, in a way, is covering his ass. And he knows Trump has more power and can keep them at bay at all costs. So he is not budging. He is not wanting to resign because he knows how this is going to play out. If he can just get to January, it's all good. But the fact that they are pushing for Kamala to take presidency means that they have tactics up their sleeve. So is the calm really calm before the storm? Is the storm about to brew? No matter what, the GFL has confirmed that no matter what tactics they try to pull, this will be the longest reign of the Trump legacy. And they will not get to the point that they're trying to get with this. It's not going to go far. They have too much in play that it's just not going to happen. So trust that the process of keeping Trump in office and keeping that legacy going is an effect, and it's always been a fact since 2009, when God told me he was originally going to put Trump into office. But he said, my people are not ready for him. So he waited. He waited for the right time. And even then, they stomped their feet and were very upset about it. I can't tell you how many negative comments I got even mentioning Trump was going to take office before the 4 years. I had been saying it 4 years beforehand. And the fact that when he did take office was a shock to everybody, but not to me. I knew it was happening, I knew the plan, and I knew where he was going with it. I also knew that it was stolen from him, but I feel also that timeline kind of played out the way it was supposed to. It was to show people how to wake up to what's been going on. Had that not happened, I don't think people would have awakened to the reality that's been happening this whole time, that the government was so corrupt and it was only getting worse. So now that we've gotten all of that cleared out, I do want to take more comments and questions for our next GFL sit down. Anything that you'd like to know, you can leave in the comments section, and I will add it to our next get together. But for right now, I would like to get with my clan, Kalenia, my planet, and do a healing specifically on aligning our energies from third into fifth. I know how hard it is to be around someone that is in low frequency right now. And the GFL's concern with it is that it affects you in a way that you aren't aligning at your highest power. And sometimes you just have to let go of those people until they can raise their frequency to where it needs to be to make them better equipped for all the things happening within the collective. Sometimes you just need some space until they figure it out. You need to think of yourself within the collective and what you're bringing to the collective. So if you're just in an average frequency, imagine what you're doing to not only your life, but as the collective itself. Are you helping or harming? So that's something to kind of think about when bringing in energies around you that can affect your energy itself and what you are capable of doing with that vibration. But I do wish you all the luck in that learning process and where you take it from this point on, knowing that you have the messages here to fall back on and listen to. And once it aligns and you finally get it, it will be here for the next steps with more videos to come. But I love you. Please know that. Every single one of you, left or right. And I embrace your energy in a loving way. And I hope that you see yourself in the most divine possible way and use that to your life's advantage. But I will link the healing in the comments for you to go to, as well as the description box. So if you're feeling like you need a little bit more healing from our session here, please click that link and head on over to the healing, and I will see you there. Bye for now.